Hello students, this is Dr. Praveen Tripathi, Faculty of Psychiatry at Cerebellum Academy, and in this video we would be discussing the strategy now that we are around 5 months away from the NEET PG examination. Now disclaimer first, I do not really know the exact date for NEET PG examination. I am presuming it will be held somewhere in January 2024, and with that presumption we have got like 5 months left, right? So what should you be doing? Now what should you be doing depends highly upon where are you today. You must pause and reflect on the preparation levels that you have today, and you have to look at the multiple parameters. How many subjects have you completed? How many subjects have you completed? Are you doing the PYQs along with it? Are you able to do the QBank along with it? What exactly is the situation of your preparation? Now, depending upon how much have you covered, let us talk about three groups of students: Group A, Group B and Group C. Group A, in fact, is the group where the students have just started. They have not even started, or they have just started. Not started or just started, which means that most of the preparation still needs to be done. Group B, students who have started, they have covered some subjects. But still vast majority of course is pending. And Group C is whose preparation is well on course. They have completed many subjects. They are about to finish with their first reading, and they are doing the PYQs and MCQs along with it. So depending upon whether you are in Group A, Group B or Group C, we will have to devise different strategies if we want to get selected in the examination. But before we start talking about the specific strategy, a simple question. If you are in Group A, if you are starting today, if we say that you have not read anything before this day, is it still possible to get selected? The answer is a big yes. 5 months, in fact more than 5 months are left, and that's enough time to crack any entrance examination. So a big yes even if you're starting today. Group B, of course yes. And Group C, if your preparation is going on course, should you be careful about certain things? The answer is again yes. Although you definitely have a head start, you would definitely be carrying some advantage, but still you have to be careful about certain things. I'll discuss that in a couple of minutes. Alright. So as I said, is it possible? 100% possible. There is no question about it. But would the same strategy be applicable for all these students, Group A, Group B, Group C? Answer is no. One size fits all doesn't really work, right? And we have to strategize according to our current situation, according to our strengths, and also taking into account our weaknesses, right? So let's dive deeper and see what exactly do I mean by all these things. Now this is more important for Group A and Group B students. Group A and Group B students, where the preparation has not even started or they have just started. What happens more often than not is that these students will start something. They'll start with a subject, they'll study for a day or two, and then they will start thinking about how much I have to study, what others are doing, and then they get overwhelmed. A common question that I get on Instagram is that, sir, I started preparation and I studied well for 2 days, but now sir, I am feeling very anxious, very overwhelmed. There is so much of course left. How will I ever cover? Or they will say, some of my friends have already completed so many subjects. What would I do? So this is the unrealistic expectation part. When you are starting with the studies, you cannot expect yourself to be at the same level with somebody who has been studying 4 months prior to you, or who started 4 months prior to you. Another important thing that happens, which is a part of this unrealistic expectation, is you start studying and it's the first day you are watching videos. You say watched 2 hours of videos or 3 hours of videos, and after that you could not maintain the concentration, and now you are very frustrated. You are saying that I cannot study, I am not able to hold the concentration, things are not going into my head, and then you again get anxious, get overwhelmed, and you give up. Again, this is an unrealistic expectation from yourself. if you have started studying after a significant period of time, after many months, if you have started studying, on day one, you would not be performing at the best of your capabilities. This is something that will build up over a period of time, right? So if you think that one fine day you open the book and everything will go into your head and you would start clocking 12 hours a day, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It would not happen to anybody. Preparation, studies, all these things, tend to build up over a period of time, and you have to keep that thing in the mind if you're starting. So do not have unrealistic expectations from yourself. Otherwise, what will happen? You start studying, you get disappointed, you stop studying, after 10 days you again start, again you get disappointed and you never proceed. Do not make that mistake. If you are starting today, first of all, there is a need to start. No matter where you stand today, there is a need to start. And when you start, you must have patience. Probably on the first day, you would be able to clock only 3 hours. On the second day, you will be able to clock 4 hours. On the third day, you will be able to clock 5 hours. Also, do not keep on evaluating yourself. It's not that after 2 days of study, you start thinking how much was I able to retain. Nobody is able to retain everything. In fact, most of the things people forget the moment they go to the second subject. That is what revisions are for, right? So just start slowly, have realistic expectations from yourself, and we will build upon it in due course of time, right? So starting is the most important thing. You can make as many plans as in your head. You can buy as many subscriptions as you want to. You can, make as many timetables as you want to. Nothing is going to work as good as just starting. Even I would very strongly advise you after this video, just start, take an action, take some step. And we have to make a plan that can work. We have to make a realistic plan, right? So let's talk about the group A students first. So as I said, these are the students who have not started or who have just started or who started studying, but their preparation or they don't really completed any subject properly. So the preparation is almost at the beginning level. So if you're just starting, our aim should be that first reading should be completed by the time we appear for the INI-CT exam. Now that we know that next is not happening, we know that INI-CT is very likely to happen. NEET PG, of course, is almost it's almost sure that it would happen. We have to ensure that we will complete the first reading by INI-CT, and this is something that has been a standard thing for many years. Even before INI-CT and NEET PG were there, we used to have All India PG and AIMS exam. AIMS and PGI would take the exam somewhere in November. So it was said that by the time you reach November, your first reading should be complete, and then in November, December, Jan, you have to do the revisions, at least 2 revisions. So we have to target the November first week for as the date when our first reading should complete. So we have got like the full August with us. September is there, October is there. In fact, a day or two of July is also there. So we have like 3 months with us. And depending upon when INI-CT happens, maybe 3 months, 10 days are there. 3 months, 10 days is an enough period of time for first revision. 3 months is an enough period of time for first reading, right? From November to say Jan or whenever they take the NEET PG examination, we will focus on the revisions and we will ensure that our hold on the PYQs is as strong as possible. Now students, the worst part or the most difficult part of any preparation is to ensure that you follow a schedule and you remain disciplined. This is the biggest issue with many students. They start studying, but they just cannot, keep the momentum going. And that is why it's very important that we follow a schedule and remain disciplined. At the same time, again, going back to what I said in the last slide, we have to be realistic. You have to follow a schedule, you have to be disciplined, but once in a while it will happen that you will fall behind in the preparation. You will start lagging behind. It's okay. See, preparation is not going to go according to your wishes. There would be difficulties, there would be ups and downs, and it's a part and parcel of this game. It will happen, right? But we have to try to be as disciplined as possible if we want to have a realistic chance of cracking this examination. Now, these are some of the very important questions that students often ask. Should I watch videos or should I start reading notes? So my answer is very clear. Until unless you have a very strong hold on the subject, just reading notes might not take you anywhere, right? Notes are, notes are there as a tool to help you complete and revise. Just reading notes without having any idea or without having any good conceptual backing might not work as well. For a small minority of students who are very strong in concepts, only notes might work. But I would say that for a large number of students, watching videos is the way forward. Now I understand you would say that, but there are many hundreds hours of videos. How would I complete all of them? And that's a fair point. Whatever strategy we take, we have to ensure that we are completing the course in these 3 months. So here comes the whole idea of watching main videos versus rapid revision videos. Now students, say we talk about something like psychiatry, my subject, or say we talk about other short subjects like anesthesia or radiology, or other subjects like forensic medicine, even biochemistry. What else? Say ENT, ophtha, of course derma, right? All these subjects, even physiology, even pharma, all these subjects, say for psychiatry, if you're following my videos, the main videos are for around 15 hours. The main videos are for around 15 hours. Anesthesia, I believe something around 12 hours. Radiology, something around 15 hours. So the duration of these videos, 15 hours, 12 hours, 18 hours, it is such that you can finish these subjects in 2 days at max. And if we talk about, say, forensic, again 2 days, biochemistry at max 3 days, ENT at max 3 days, ophtha at max 3 or 4 days, right? So for these subjects, you can finish the main content also, right? And for subjects like medicine, if you have got medicine or say surgery, for these subjects, if you are just starting, probably the better thing to do is rapid revision, right? Trying to cut down on the content. So mix and match approach. You start, you get a strong hold on certain subjects. Say for example, psychiatry. If you're following my videos, I have a fair confidence that if you complete the main videos, 90% of questions you would get correct. And if you follow my rapid revision videos, which are for like 5-6 hours, you would probably get 65 or 70% of question correct, or 75% of question correct. My whole point is, by giving just 10 hours extra, if you can, go from covering 70-75% course to 95% of course, is that a bad deal? I would say no. Also, if you just cover rapid revision videos, the time that you would spend on PYQs would be higher. But if you complete the main videos, the time that you spend on PYQs would be lesser, because you would have covered almost everything in the main videos. So overall, the difference is not so much, right? At least in the shorter subjects, all the subjects that I've talked about. So we have to have strong hold on a good number of subjects. I understand you cannot complete hundreds of hours of videos for say medicine or for say surgery. So that is why I'm not even talking about those subjects. But for other subjects, having a strong grip on the subject will help you a lot. Also, if you are a Cerebellum student and if you're following our Mission NEET PG program, this is the perfect balance. The whole idea of creating an online program like Mission NEET PG was, so for those of you who do not know about it, in Mission NEET PG what we do, we cover subject comprehensively, not the complete main video content, but say 85% of the main video content. So it's almost double than rapid revision videos, but still not as elaborate or as lengthy as main videos. The whole idea of Mission NEET PG was to give you a content which is comprehensive enough to cover almost everything while ensuring that you can complete it. So if you're following something of that sort, or if you're following a similar program on some other platform, if available, that is a great compromise, because now it's on the teacher to cover almost everything that is important while leaving things which are actually unimportant. Whenever you do rapid revision videos, the focus is on the PYQs and covering things which are very high yield. But something like Mission NEET PG program talks about things which cover almost everything that is required and leaving aside less important topics. Anyways, so when you do the main videos, either from Cerebellum or even other platforms, or rapid revision videos if you want to follow, or Mission NEET PG like programs, along with the videos, you have to get the notes ready. Watching video should not be a passive exercise. you have no option, there is no possibility of you going through those videos again. So you are watching a video, take the notes in front of, while watching the videos, keep your notes in front of it and keep making additions. Also keep underlining, because even the main notes, if you're using, they are bulky. So just keep underlining, because when you do the revision, you would only follow or only read that underlined part. Do underlinings, use color scheme, use red pen, green pen, whatever you want to use to stress upon certain things which are important, and ensure that when you read it the next time, you don't have to go through the entire text. You would not have time to read everything, and it's not important. Similarly, if you're using notes of rapid revision, quick revision notes, in that case you would be adding stuff. Say you are following the Mission NEET PG live lectures and using the quick revision note. In that case, you have to keep on adding stuff. So finally, you have to have one set of notes which you would be using for revision. There is no scope of watching videos again. Please remember that. So if you're just sitting and watching the videos passively, you are doing a big mistake. That's a blunder. Do not do that. So these are GTs. For grand test, I would say if you're a group A student who is just starting with the preparation, you can take a grand test once a month or once in 2 months, but it should not be the priority as of now. Because see, grand test is a double-edged sword. If you score well, you feel good about it. But if you score really poor, in that case, even the motivation to continue with the studies kind of takes a dip, right? So if you're a group A student just starting, maybe grand test is not for you at this point of time. Or maybe once in a month or once in 2 months you may start, but you have to take more grand tests in the revision part, during the revision when you are starting with the revision. Let's say you're a group B student. Group B student means you have completed some subjects. So you have completed 5 subjects. So your preparation is on, but it's not an optimal level. I think for you also, most of the things that we talked about when we were addressing group A students remain true. You also have to complete your first reading by November. You also have to focus on revisions and PYQs in the second half of the preparation. And of course, all these things are true. Perhaps you can do more of the main videos or more of the Mission NEET PG videos. Right? Say you can also maybe cover pediatrics or maybe OBG from the main videos or the Mission NEET PG videos. So you would be covering more of the content, and this revision thing is as true for you as it was for group A student. It is true for everybody. You have to make notes and you have to revise from those notes only. But a significant difference would be in GTs. Probably you should be doing at least 1 GT a month even at this stage, and you can do more in the stage of revision. If you're a group C student where you have almost completed the first reading, in that case, congratulations, you are on course, and just maintain the momentum. Now maintain the momentum is important, because see, if you're preparing for say 9 months, 10 months, it's quite possible that you may feel burnt out at some point of time. And this is true for everybody. Taking 1 day off, say every 10 days, out of 10 days, take a day off. Every 10th day, take a day off. It's important that you give your mind enough time to heal, to refresh itself. You have to restore its capabilities every now and then. Otherwise, what happens is, as you continue studying, you may feel that a point comes when you are not able to imbibe as much information, or you just feel that you have lost the motivation. So to avoid that, you have to take regular breaks. It's very important. And when you take a break, do something fun. The worst thing is that you are not studying and not even enjoying. You are kind of stuck. You are just you have just started the video, not even listening to it, and not even watching a movie. If you are not able to concentrate on the video, go watch a movie or go out, hang out with your friends. At least refresh yourself. Now, if you are a group C student, preparation is on course, more of GTs in addition to previous year questions. Do not get into FOMO. See, we have to keep the preparation simple. Main source, revision should remain the same, right? If you are following something for first read, we have to ensure that we are using the same thing for revision. It would be easier. The retention would be more. Reading the same thing multiple times gives you better return than reading 3 different things. And this is basic common sense, right? All of you know that. I don't really have to remind you about this thing. PYQs extremely important. So people say that since the day entrance examination started, one thing that has not changed is they would continue to ask the same questions. Either the question would be the same, or at least the topic would be the same, and chapter would be the same. So everybody knows that. There is no point of me talking about it again, but all of us know that because it's a fact. It's a fact. PYQs would always remain important no matter what is the pattern of examination. And the best high yield material is which focuses on PYQs. GTs you have to take more frequently. I talked about the breaks part. Now this is something that I love saying again and again because I have seen this thing doing wonders. See students, today 5 months from the examination, many of you are doing well. Unfortunately, what we see is every year students who are doing exceptionally well start dropping out of the race as the exam comes near. The whole anxiety starts picking up, and you start becoming unsure about your preparation, and you keep giving up. As we move towards the final day of the examination, the competition actually keeps on decreasing because many people say that I'll do it next year. The pressure becomes so much that they say I'll do it next year. Do not let that happen to you. We have to take the preparation to the last day. If we can continue studying till the last day, half the battle is won. So that is why it's extremely important. Ups and downs will come. There will be periods when you would be studying very nicely. There will be periods when you would struggle. It happens with everybody, and it's going to happen to you also. But we have to navigate these turbulent waters and take the preparation to the last day. Again repeating, if you can do that, half the battle is already won. Also students, these 2 points are very important. Many times what happens is a student says that, sir, I was always an average student. I was never a topper. I don't think I can get that great ranks. Please remember, during medical college days, when you are preparing for a prof examination, I believe more than 99% student, or at least 95% student, have single aim to pass the examination. Most of us were concerned about the only thing that we were concerned about was we just wanted to pass the examination. Whether we were getting 62% mark, 65% mark, or 55% mark was not of that much importance to us. And that is why you never gave your best in your MBBS days. This is true for vast majority of people. But this is a different game altogether. Whether you got 58% marks or 65% marks did not really matter. But whether you get a rank of 5800 or 6500 will matter. And if we talk in terms of percentages, it will matter even more. Every single mark can change your rank significantly. So this year has to be your special effort, your best effort. You have to ensure that you are studying so hard that you are surprising even yourself. It has to go to that level, right? And don't judge yourself on the basis of what you did in these 4.5 or 5.5 years. At that time you were not motivated enough. At that time stakes were not so high. But this is the time when the stakes are at its peak. You have to do something special. You have to outperform whatever you did in the past. You have to study so hard that you surprise even yourself. And students, I always say this. This is the time when you create a story for yourself, right? Most of our life we work on default mode. You go into first year, you see what seniors are doing, you see what your batchmates are doing, you start doing the same. No interest in doing something special. Second year, third year, final year, you do the same thing. But there are times in life which are very crucial. There are times in life when you have to create a story. There are times when you have to do something special. Why? Because later on in your life, you should be able to sit down and think about those days and tell people around you that, that was a magical period. During those 8 months, during those 6 months, during those 3 months, I forgot about everything. I would wake up in the morning and the only thing that would preoccupy my mind is the exam. It would be the exam. The whole day I would keep on studying for the examination. The whole day I would keep on thinking about how to do better. And that was the single preoccupation in my mind during those days. And I got something amazing. I got a great result. I got an amazing rank and I could get into a great college. This is a story that I keep on talking about. And this is the time to make a story. This is the time to write your own story. Anything can happen. All you need is a special effort for 5 to 6 months. And I don't think it's that big an ask. Can't you give just 5 minutes of your life, 5 months of your life for something that is going to impact the rest of your life? I think it is very much doable, and you should do it. So students, I hope you understood something from this whole discussion. And again, we keep talking about the Mission NEET PG program that we are running at Cerebellum Academy, and I think it is very valuable. It is extremely good if you can follow that program. The reason being that Mission NEET PG program solves the problem of discipline and schedule. You have to follow what the teachers are teaching you, those 5-hour lectures every day. You just have to follow what is being taught. You just have to follow the schedule. Certain subjects have already been completed, but all those videos are there in the app, and because we teach you for 5 hours a day, you have got enough time to revise, and also if you're lagging behind, cover the things that you missed, right? So if you are struggling in your preparation, I would very strongly advise you, not just because I'm a part of Cerebellum Academy, but because this program was created just to solve this issue. So it's a program tailor-made to solve the issue. You can join it. You can start following the schedule of Mission NEET PG, and all the great teachers are teaching. We'll be coming up with something for INICT also in that program. Revisions also. Subject-wise tests are being taken after every subject is completed. So I think everything is going great, and I would invite you to come and join the Mission NEET PG program. Otherwise also, I think even if you're following some other platform, whatever I'm talking about is relevant to everybody, and it should benefit you also. Alright guys, so keep studying hard, keep pushing yourself. Just remember one thing, you have to take the preparation to the last day. If you can do that, half the game is won. All the best, may God bless you.